On the island of Newfoundland, upon the southwest coast, lies the little town of Virgil, to whom I'll sing this toast. There are so many highlands that lie just off her shore, and when the cold north wind blows, you can hear the billows roar. The people from the village make their living from the sea. They like their independence. It shows that they are free. Some fish in their small boats in the wind, the rain and sleet, while others make their living on the offshore trawler fleet. They've known their share of tragedies down through the years, and when the memories overcome, they show their grief with tears. For they have lost some loved ones to the furies of the seas, for heartaches and heartbreaks are locked in memories. This village has got beauty carved on its rugged shore. 7 miles of pure white sand, who could ask for more? The mountains and the valleys where the rivers run so fast, and the salmon rise to the sportsman's fly as he makes another cast. Now the people of this village love their native home, for anyone who goes away oh surely will return. Just like that lifelong mystery, the answer you won't know. What makes this rugged village burn so deeply in your soul? What makes this rugged village burn so deeply in your soul?
Good evening, and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight in our stories we have BBS Board of Directors, Dinner Theatre, Breakfast with Santa, Town Council Report. Please stay tuned for these stories after this.
The Warramps is a big family. It's people who I can relate to who have amputations like me.
It's like a big support group.
It's allowed me to reach goals that I never thought possible.
My prosthetic limbs, the Warramps gave me, helped me so much. I can do running, snowboarding,
play guitar, ride my bike, skip rope, play soccer. I can run really fast.
I play hockey.
I can do what you can do, and that's what the Warramps does for people.
A meeting was held on Monday night to elect new members for the BBS Board of Directors. 5 new members were elected. The new board now consists of the following members: George Reed, President; Melton Vatcher, Vice President; Tom Cutler, Secretary; Ivan Lushman; Guy Ann; Roger Han; Joe Kosser; Dave Curry; Glenn Dominy, and Tony Kendall. The Drama Club held a dinner theatre on Thursday night. The cast, along with Mrs. Karen Banfield Eyre and Mr. Jeremy House, hosted the night, beginning with the play Imperfect Proposal. A cold plate and dessert was then served, followed by music. Here is a clip from that play.
This is the third day in a row we have a meeting
think that you're the only one that would like to get away at any time? Well, this fellow right here would love to get away. Sure, no more nagging, no more complaining, no more...
Stop right there, mister. Or I'll call you for the musical again. And then we're going to be. Not the next one, that's for sure.
You wouldn't think you,
But I would.
Kate, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. No, not romantic. No. Kate, make me the happiest man alive. Say you'll marry me.
Guess who?
Sarah, Carmen, Beth, Tara.
No, it's me. What's up with guessing like other girls anyway? Who are they?
They aren't anybody. I was making them up. I knew it was you.
You did?
Of course I did. You don't think I don't know your voice?
I guess so.
I'm so glad to meet you here today, Kate. Sorry plans were so last minute.
Don't apologize. This is wonderful. A wonderful surprise. Kind of makes me wonder what you're up to.
Well, there actually is a reason I asked you here today. Sit down, let me get you some more. I know we've only known each other for a short while, but in the time I've known you, I've really gotten to know you. And in getting to know you, I've fallen in love with you. Kate, I love you, and I know you love me too. I want to start talking about a future together. I have it in place. Two of us, our past, our present, and our future. Kate, I want to ask you something very important. What do you...
Hey, how am I supposed to catch that? I mean, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Yeah, hey, look at that.
How about diving? Am I supposed to think about earthing your arms? To how about taking a ball?
Well, these people have got away. Next time, you might want to move. We got a football game going here.
Yeah, football game. Move.
Excuse me? We were here first. Maybe your big jerk should find somewhere else to play. Like a football field? Hey, babe, don't get so excited. Calm down. A hottie like you should get so mad. You relax here, just sat there and look confused.
Yeah, you want to fix it.
Yeah, calm down to an accent.
Look at your boyfriend there. You don't seem too upset.
Yeah, he's cute. He's cute.
Okay, you do not call me babe. And you do not tell me to take it easy. Mind you, you three jerks just wondering when you can do whatever you want. Well, not to us you can't. Right, man? I said, right, man? Come on, man, say something.
Yeah, babe, say something.
You stupid. When a guy doesn't talk, he's mute, not dead. Jeez.
Kate, I really don't see a problem here. I mean, these guys said it was an accident. Things like this happen all the time. It is a part. Can we just go on with our day and forget that this is going to happen? No hard feelings, right, guys?
Oh boy, you got yourself a real man. A real man.
Yeah, real man.
How are you, buddy? I'll keep her around. You need to like her to keep out your battles.
Yeah, but you're all.
Shut up! You look up what they're up to. That boy right there is ready to stand up for his lady. Shame. Real shame.
Is that what you want?
Sure.
Fire department held their breakfast with Santa this morning. It took place between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. People came out to enjoy a breakfast of pancakes, sausages, bologna, toast, coffee, tea, or juice, served by the firemen and brunettes, and also to mingle with Santa. This is a great fundraiser for the fire department. Fire Chief Ann said that there was a big crowd this morning, with the most around 11 o'clock. Mayor Drew McDonald came by the studio with his town council report.
Good evening. Your town council report for December the 15th. Council held its regular meeting. First on the agenda was the water treatment plant. And Mr. David Fay, next day, has been in working on the water treatment plant. And as of last evening, Thursday evening, council took a tour through the plant. And Mr. Maxday explained everything to us from start to finish. And they have been experiencing some problems, but nevertheless, the engineers say the problems that we have experienced over the last year has been minor in nature. And hopefully it can be resolved. As of today, it's say 3:30 Friday evening. The water, the tank has been filled with water, and you should receive good, clean, clear water over the next few hours. We have a meeting set for January the 12th with the town engineers and contractors, Mr. Dan Owens from the provincial government. And I guess it's to see where we go from there, but I got to say that we have one of the modernest water systems in Canada. It's state-of-the-art equipment, and it's installed in other communities and it works, so I can't see why it won't work here once the bugs get ironed out. So hopefully this time it's on stream, it'll stay clean for a long period of time. But nevertheless, we'll keep you updated on the water system. On the waste management, there's been nothing further to report on that. I believe the green garbage truck from St. John's left town. And Mr. Boyd Wright was in Burgeo from Waste Management to examine our garbage dump site and our incinerator, which is in a bad condition. And hopefully we'll get a report from him in the very near future. The TIOW project has ended, as I told you in my last report, but as of today I put a notice on TV on Channel 10 trying to gauge what interest is out there for another program next year, providing we're successful in getting the funds. Mr. Peter McKay has announced in October $6 million for those projects for 2011. And if the interest is there in the community, we'll certainly apply come February. So the deadline to submit your name is January the 8th, and the reason for that is because we have to get the proposal ready and send it in. It got to be in by February the 28th. So if you're interested for a project, if we're successful, just give me a call at 886-2536. I'd also like to thank at this time Mrs. Krista Standing. We had hired as our coordinator for the project this year. Krista has done a tremendous job with that, and I want to thank her for that. Council, over the last week or so, had posted for a part-time equipment operator. There were 2 applicants received, And those applications will be dealt with in our next week's meeting. The Caller Scholarship, there were 3 applications received for that. And this year, based on the criteria that was used in past years, Mrs. Gina Billard was the successful applicant, and I want to congratulate Gina. Gina has 4 years nursing, and she applied for the scholarship 4 years. So congratulations, Gina. And at this time, I want to congratulate our RCSCC Bob Bartlett, Seacadet Choir, for the fantastic show they put on in Stephenville up against some large communities, Portabass, Stephenville, Corner Brook, and they done an excellent job and brought home 5 medals to this community, and I want to congratulate them on that and wish them all the success in their future endeavors come next year. Storm Stadium, the CPU system has been replaced. That's the fire alarm system that has been replaced. And council have also received some concern about speeding in the school zone, this area here, 20-kilometer zone. As you are aware, it's from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it's 20 kilometers, and people are still abusing that, that speed. And also on the Burgeo Highway, those large trucks has been speeding on the Burgeo Highway, and we have contacted the RCMP to investigate this as well. And the Department of Transportation has agreed to reduce the speed limit at Earns Arm Falls to Mr. Joseph Iscox from 70 down to 50, and that will be done in the near future. Also in this year, a standard procedure, Council issued to the fire department a turkey, and to our employees and to the councillors. And this, of course, is a small token of appreciation for what they've done for their community. It's all volunteers. And this is the way we say thank you at the end of each year. So once again, thank you very much to everyone involved. And I attended a meeting on Wednesday, December the 15th at the Collar Health Care Center. Representatives from Western Health, Mr. Paul Spencer, and our local Western Health employees, social service, and the, public health, and Mrs. Mary Berter, Community Education Network. And discussion surrounding that meeting was seniors housing and long-term care and physically challenged. So I think this meeting is a positive step in keeping that file on the radar screen, and hopefully in the new year some results will come about as of that. And Mrs. Berter is going to keep us updated on her achievements. Building Committee, there were 2 applications approved. One 8x16 shed extension was approved, and a 24x32 garage was approved. The Policy Committee is still working hard at the Council's policies. And at this time, I want to congratulate the ACW members who had a Christmas concert, the cast. I think that was fantastic, and I guess the most important thing that I see, it's volunteer work, like the ACW or the UCW, it's all volunteer, and all organizations in the community, it's all volunteer. And I just want to say, if you're not involved in an organization or doing volunteer work in your community, seriously think about it for next year. Get involved and do something good for your community, and you'll feel good about it as well. So we look forward to seeing new volunteers in our organizations or any type of volunteer work in the community. Councillor Hingram is looking for members to sit on his tourism committee come early New Year. So there's an opportunity if you want to volunteer some time. sit with Mr. Ingram on the tourism committee and come up with some new ideas and help move your community forward. And the policy committee will meet on Monday night to deal with council policy. As well, on Wednesday night of this next week, the budget will be discussed. So council has a meeting on Wednesday night to prepare and discuss about the budget for 2011. And of course, it will be presented to you, I guess, shortly after Christmas. And the invoices were approved for payment at the last meeting in the amount of $3,648.54. Now, this council has 1 year served in office, 3 more years to go. Funds received from the government this year for the TIOW program was $422,000. And we also received $10,000 for the fencing at the water treatment plant and $15,000 for a mini soccer field, which will be, work will start on that in the spring. Now, this is close to $500,000 funds that council received that cost the taxpayers not a cent in this community. And that's not including what the Rec Commission has received and the Harbor Authority has received. So there's been quite a few dollars come into this community this year that has caused the taxpayers no money. So hopefully next year we can move forward. We had the first year to lay the groundwork, I guess, in terms of seniors housing and chronic care. Hopefully some of that groundwork is completed and the message has got out to the right ears, and come next year we will probably see some results, or we certainly hope we will, and we're going to continue to push this file as long as it takes, because the need is there in this community. Our seniors has got to be looked after. They're the people that built this community, and the time has come now for us, I guess, who's involved in this council and other organizations, whatever around the community, is to help our seniors wherever we can. And this is one case where I see that is badly needed. So we'll keep you updated on that. A little did you know, in 1957 to 1961, Alfred Anderson was mayor from 1957 to 1960. At that time, Maxwell Collier went mayor from 1960 to 1961. And Ronald Hiscock was deputy mayor from 1957 to 1959. Then at that time, Percy Stone took deputy mayor in 1959 to 1961. Now, William Eyre was councillor. Simeon Spencer was councillor. Norman Eyre was councillor. And William Grant Sr. was councillor. And Ellen J.A. Matthews was town clerk. That was for 1957 to 1960, and then it was Mr. Artley Cannell was town clerk. So that's a little history from your community from 1957 to 1961. And before I go, as you can see, it's that time of year again when Santa Claus comes around, and it's time to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So on behalf of the Burgeo Town Council, management and staff, I want to take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, a healthy, happy, and prosperous New Year, and may God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Good night, and may God bless.
This concludes our program for tonight. I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year. Thank you for watching. Good night.